What's going on, everyone? It's your boy Thriller here with week 6 of OGDL, and just gonna break it for you guys. For some reason, my recording stopped for some random reason. I don't know why, so it's just how it is. So I'm not gonna do a team builder. I did kind of have a little bit of reflection as well. I feel like I was a little too agitated and salty in this matchup as well. So even though the recording failed, I felt like I might have been hesitant to upload stuff, but I still would have anyways. But we're gonna give you guys a breakdown of this matchup. If you guys are excited, leave a like if you haven't already. Subscribe if you're new. Join this real crew today because you'll be thrilling with the king of the crew. Let's get into this matchup. So my opponent is SJM, and they are the coach of the Steel Cinches. The team, they had basically a 9-man roster. The six that you saw them bring. They also had the option of bringing a Ting Lu, a Gudra, and an Iron Bundle. And to my surprise, there was no Iron Bundle, which was a big time surprise because I did not have any good answers to that Pokemon. And Goodra did not come, but Lycanroc, which was like a 50-50 of whether or not I expect them to bring it, and Tentacruel came, which was something I did potentially see coming in this matchup. But no Goodra really surprised me. So it really opened up the door for a lot of things on my team. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and just get sound muted and stuff. And kind of going to this matchup. So real quick, we're mixed defensive, Alolan Mug, primarily specially defensive with the special defensive nature. Acid Armor, Toxic, Knockoff, and Poison Jet, Knockoff, and Fire Punch. Basically designed to kind of take things on both on the physically and specially defensive standpoint, and kind of 1v1ing a couple of things on their roster. For power, Meteor Beam, you have speed, enough speed to outspeed any choice scarfers on the roster, which is really good. But more importantly, it helps us really deal with things offensively, pressuring things. It'd be very offensive in this matchup. Excuse me. We are Home Claws, Black Glasses, Knockoff, Brick Break, Triple Axle, Miascarada. We are a bit of a mixed defensive, a little bit towards a little bit physically defensive, more on the Heatran, with leftovers with Sub, Protect, and Magma Store and Earth Power. We are Max HP, Max Special Attack, Modest AV Thunders, Terra Fairy, and we are near max speed, Quaquaval, enough speed to outspeed the Gardevoir at +1, and the rest into special defense. And then we were protected pass to stop Gooey, which was really good. AV, like I said, on my Thunderous. And yeah, so looking at what they brought, again, no bundle, which absolutely shocks me that bundle did not come to this matchup. As you'll see here, they revealed to be Terra Fairy Annihilate, which was something I definitely felt like could have easily come into my team. I think that was definitely a fair Terra brand on their end. I do look back at this and feel like I definitely underprepared for Scizor as much as I should have had. Even though I knew Scizor was going to be something that comes. But Tentacruel being there, obviously, that could provide a little bit of problem for my Quavel, so that was definitely something I was not looking forward to dealing with. But with something. Excuse me. But everything else was pretty much standard from what I was expecting. Like, so in this lead, I was expecting them to either be lead with a top Tentacruel for either T Spikes, Sash lead, Lycanroc for rocks, or potentially Scizor. So I decided to make the safe lead and lead with my Meowscarada here, as they actually lead Gardevoir here. And this is a very interesting hit turn here because I do not live any hit from Gardevoir no matter what under the situations here. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, are they going to make the prediction? Because they can just spam Moonblast here. I do not have a good Moonblast switch into T-Tran, and they could make a double predicting that potentially as well. So definitely something to note right here. Excuse me from that point. So I decided to go right into my Heatran, and it reveals that I went first. So that tells me this is not Choice Scarf. At worst case scenario, this is either Choice Specs or could be something else. And they actually decided not to go for damage. They actually decided to go into Scizor here, as I'm actually going to make the sub play right here, and decided to go for the Magma Storm here, get my chip damage, and that is to reveal to be 100% max HP, max special defensive AV Tentacruel. Because that would have done at least 12% if it was not max special defense. If it was like max without it, it would have done pretty much around 10 to 11%. But the fact that it did 8 guaranteed that this was AV, which is really good for us because that means that this thing is not carrying D spikes, which is really good. They're going to try to flip turn here. I actually decided to make a sub here on the flip turn, knowing that the faster taking a little bit of risk because I know I can hit this. We actually get the Flame Body proc, which is really good because that's extra chip damage for things like my Quavel and things like my Thunderous and even my Masquerade to a certain degree. As I'm going to sub, they actually go into the Annihilate, and this is kind of where a domino effect kind of played a big factor here. They go for the Drain Punch here. Because I'm going to Magma Sprint. They make a very great protect play here. If I actually just Magma Stormed again, that actually could have put him right in range of potentially knocking himself. I go for protect because they reveal to be rest. They're resto chesto, and this is where it's bad. Right here, I go into my muck, and I decided to go for the toxic. They actually get a max roll on the drain punch, which is very unfortunate for me right here. They actually end up then going for Rage Fist here, which is definitely a snake play. And unfortunately, they get another max roll on the Rage Fist damage at +1 because they're no attack. They're 100% Spadep based on the Magma Storm damage. And that's a little infuriating. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. The two back-to-back max rolls on Musmuk really kind of sucks. But now, basically, if they get the max roll on Rage Fist or Drain Punch to lock me out, luckily they don't get it, and I get some really good shit damage plus toxic damage, which is good. My Mox can go down here. And right here was a big play here. I decided not to go for the electric move. And looking back at it right now, I do feel a little stupid not clicking it, nor do I feel like I feel stupid that I did not think about potentially going for the Sludge Wave, predicting the Gardevoir switching. And a part of me felt like I should not have just made the over prediction that I did, or even make the play that I did make, because either Thunderbolt or Sludge Wave if they Terra, it 100% kills them. Thunderbolt guaranteed. Now, Terra Blast by itself, max damage I do is around 33%, so it is well in range. It is definitely a little bit of a roll on their favor to live this hit, as they are going to Terra Fairy, which I almost Sludge Wave predicting Gardevoir. And the reason why I made that prediction is because you obviously get to trace Gardevoir. And if it traces my Volt Absorb, it's going to take the hit. Now I know what you're all thinking. I could have just easily hit just Sludge Wave to the following turn, knowing that I take a hit from the Gardevoir. But I felt like it was too an obvious of a play for them to make the switch, going for the Thunderbolt there. And as you're going to see, I get a freaking a mid-low roll, or a mid-high, or like a high-low roll on this on the Terra Blast, which means this thing lives, knocks me out with Rage Fist, and this thing has claimed 3 KOs now. And unfortunately, we did not get a burn with Flame Body, which really did suck too, because they had a couple opportunities to do so. And that would have actually opened the door for us because it would have forced rest a lot of more times. I could have gone into things like my ACDC or my Quabble or my Deoxys. I could have put forward progress. But again, RNG. I go into my sneaky here. They actually go into Lycanroc here. I'm going to click knockoff here, as they do tend to be actually like I predicted them to be. And unfortunately, we're going to lose our sneaky here. And right here, I definitely make a bit of a dumb play. I go into my Quabble. This was one of the two turns I made massive misplays. I misplayed with my Thundurus as I should have went for either the Thunderbolt or the Sludge Wave, knowing I could have hit the Gardevoir on a switch in, or let alone just should have just Thunderbolted. Just should have Thunderbolted. Because they probably would have baited them in to bring in either Scizor or the Gardevoir to trace, and then they would think I'm choice locked. But what I should have done is I should have went my Deoxys, went for my Meteor Beam. I'm faster at +1. The Scizor may not kill me, but it at least puts me in range now to where this could win. But they go for the play rough. They get a crit. Now the crit, if they're jolly, which I expect them to potentially be for my Thundurus, the crit only mattered if they didn't get the roll. But if they're adamant, pretty much crit didn't matter because the roll was heavily in their favor to where I probably always die. But it just sucks. And at this point in time, it's GG. I cannot win this at all. I go for the Meteor Beam. Luckily, get to show it off. Thankfully, don't miss. And we get a KO with Deoxys, which means another kill for Deoxys. Yay. But now they just go into Gardevoir. They eat any one hit from them. And whether they're specs or not, I just died any hit. Unless I get a crit. Don't get a crit. And that is going to be the game. And it's going to be GG's to S-Jam. And yeah, dude. RNG again plays a factor into this loss. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say, like, you just admitted to two flaws, so why are you admitting that RNG played a factor? And I feel like RNG did play a tiny bit of a factor here because the fact that he got two max damage rolls back to back on two attacks put my Monk in such a position where I could have been out of damage rolls. I could have been prevented out of doing some things here and there. And it's just frustrating, man. It's just frustrating when RNG plays either it's a big factor like it did the first 2 weeks, or a small factor like it did this week. It's just really annoying that RNG plays a factor. And I feel like I had a good team. I think maybe the Heatran sack was definitely the wrong play. I should have probably always have gone in my Thundurus on any drain punches, and then I should have either had sludge waved or terra blasted on any attack that they would have gone for in the retrospective as well, because then I could have been able to beat this thing 1v1. But again, that's a little bit of a misplay. And again, like I said, I should have probably went to my Deoxys, calc the damage, and see if a Psychic would have KO'd or a Meteor Beam would have KO'd, and then gone from there. But I didn't think that played as well. My Thunders actually could have just won if I didn't tear, because I actually was fine not tearing with this thing because it was really good. But just how the game goes sometimes, man. It's just frustrating. And with that, our season's 100% over. I'm really frustrated because RNG played a big factor at the beginning of the season where it cost us playoffs at the end there after we had such a good run near the end of season one. And those first 2 weeks, man, because I honestly feel like we should be 3-3 at this point. I truly did. There's no disrespect to my first two opponents, and I take full loss against SJ underscore SJ and Grass. I really just played bad in those ones. I think I just really played really bad in those, and just didn't think my plays out on those two. Or I mean, one of them I didn't. One of them I just over prepped for stuff that didn't come and ended up biting me in the butt. But this one I don't know. I mean, it might have been the prep. I don't know. And it's just one of those things where I have been really not liking the fact that I've been just doing like so horrible. This is probably arguably my worst league ever since I started getting better. Like this has literally been my worst season. I am 1-5. There's no chance of playoffs, so expect some pretty fun stuff. I'm gonna actually, after I have dinner and do this video, I'm actually gonna go ahead and start prepping my last 2 weeks, and I'm gonna do the best I can to try to bring some fun sets, and then just either try to win or at least try to show off some tech. With that, that's our season pretty much, guys. But expect 2 more uploads. Don't expect a draft recap because honestly, this team, like I said, was not the best team I ever had. And honestly, even though they had some fun elements, this team has just not been the best team I ever had. So. It is how it is, man. That's how some seasons will go with teams. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.